Why meditate? To live your life, your day, your every second more fully. What does that even mean? You see, every second, every waking hour of the day, your mind is wandering, your mind is exploring your consciousness, and you have absolutely no control over it. You have absolutely no say in it. How many times has it happened that you're sitting there trying to do something, and within the span of like 5 minutes your mind comes up with like 10 completely different, completely random, completely unrelated thoughts? One moment you're thinking about something that happened last week, the next you're thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow. The next you're thinking about a conversation you had with a friend 2 years ago that you'd completely forgotten about. The next you're thinking about what you hope to accomplish by next month. The next you remember a random memory from your childhood, and the next you're dreading something that might happen a year from now. And the very next you remember a scene from a movie that you'd seen ages ago that you didn't even remember that you'd seen. You see, absolutely no control over it. Your mind is constantly either thinking about the past or imagining the future, but never in the present moment. So while you are living in the present moment, you're not really completely there. You're lost thinking about something else. So you never get to completely, fully experience the present moment. How sad is that? Let me give you an example. Let's say you decide to go on a diet. You keep it up, you're diligent about it for 2 weeks. For 2 whole weeks, every single day, 3 times a day, you eat either salads or fruits or vegetables. But now, at the end of the second week, you're starting to crave your favorite food, which, let's say, is pizza. But you decide to be disciplined about it. You're not randomly just going to take a cheat day. You plan your cheat day, you schedule it for, let's say today is a Sunday, you schedule your cheat day for Thursday. Now you spend the next few days just waiting for Thursday to come. You're counting down the days to Thursday. Thursday cannot come soon enough. You're craving the pizza now. You're craving that taste. You're thinking what it's going to taste like, what it's going to feel like. And finally, Thursday comes. You order your pizza, it arrives, you get it, so excited. You come and sit down on your bed with your pizza in front of you. What do you do next? Do you make the most of this moment? Do you savor this experience? Do you do justice to this moment that you've been waiting for, that you've been craving for the entire week? You guessed it. No, you don't. You either start up your TV, or you open up your laptop, or you grab your phone and you open either Netflix or YouTube or Instagram and you start watching something. Let me do you one better. Let's say you open up Netflix and you see that a new season to your favorite show has finally come out. You'd seen the previous season as soon as it had come out, and you'd been waiting for this one for the entire year. Now it's finally out. You see the new season, you press play instantly, and the pizza instantly becomes secondary. You're watching the show, you're completely engrossed in it, and you're eating the pizza along with it, paying no heed to it, no attention to it. This pizza that you'd craved for the entire week, completely forgotten about it, and you're just watching the show, eating your pizza. It could be a salad in front of you, it wouldn't have mattered. You eating your pizza, watching the show. 2 minutes in, you remember that you have a deadline coming up 2 days from now. What happens now? You eating the pizza, paying no heed to it, paying no attention to it, completely mindless about it. You're watching your show, but you're too preoccupied, you're busy thinking about the deadline, you're anxious, you're scared about it, so you're not even paying attention to the show anymore. So you're doing two things that you absolutely loved, that you would have loved, that you would have in the past, you would have actually thought in the future about doing these things, about eating this pizza, about watching the show, and that would have excited you. And now you are in that moment doing those things, both of them together, and you're enjoying neither of them. That is what I meant when I said you're never experiencing the present moment to the fullest. This, what I just described, is not a one-time incident, is not an isolated thing. It's what we're doing every second of the day for any activity that we're doing, and no matter how pleasurable, how exciting, how fun it's supposed to be, we're thinking about something completely different. So we're not even really enjoying that activity. We're just on autopilot while we're doing it. The best analogy I have for you is to imagine that you have a very, very talkative friend who comes up with the most random things and who doesn't shut up for a single second. Now imagine that he spends all of his time with you. Imagine that he's with you every hour of the day. You're on call with a very close friend. You would have really enjoyed the talk. You would have had a very deep and meaningful conversation. But your talkative friend's right there with you, talking to you all the while. While you're trying to have a conversation over here, he doesn't shut up for a single second. Imagine trying to have a conversation like that. Now imagine that your friend whom you were talking to also has a friend like that who's talking to him every second of the day. It would be damn near fucking impossible to be able to connect with anyone, wouldn't it? Ask yourself this: how often do you have deep, meaningful conversations with people? If the answer is not too often, could your talkative friend be the reason for that? Let's say you saved up for multiple months to travel to this place that you wanted to go all your life. Finally, you book the tickets, but you get a free +1 for your friend right here who's going to be with you every step of the way, for every part of the trip. It's a long flight. You would have really enjoyed looking down at the oceans you were crossing, but your friend had come up with something that had you preoccupied. You finally get there, spend an entire week going to all of the popular places, checking out every part of the city, but he was right there talking to you every second of the trip. Before you know it, it's time to head back, and you didn't even really enjoy the trip. You weren't even present for most of it. This is how you're living your entire life. The only difference is that the talkative friend isn't outside you, but is within you, is inside of you, is essentially you. Always lost either in thinking about the past or in imagining the future, but never in the present. What meditation does is it trains this friend of yours to shut up for a bit, or at least it trains you to stop listening to your friend for a bit, and suddenly you are in the present moment. You're completely over here. You're experiencing every sound you hear, everything you see, every smell you smell, everything you feel fully, because you for the first time are not somewhere else. You are bodily and mentally over here. So do your meditation, man. See what it is like to live fully in the present moment. Experience the goods, the bads, the everything. Experience life to the fullest, man, because the worst way to live life is not to experience failures, not to have things go not your way, because that's how life is supposed to be. That's what makes life exciting. The worst way to live your life is to not even be present for it. The worst way to live your life is to have it pass you by while you were lost somewhere completely else. To conclude, do your meditation, man, so that you get to live the present moment to the fullest, so that you get to experience this beautiful, beautiful gift of life that we've gotten to the fullest. As always, I'll see you in the next one.